What was your question again?
Pull the trigger. Who's Mr. Pull the Trigger?
What?
Mr. Pull Trigger.
Remember baby testimony?
No. Baby testimony.
Remember that baby went missing in Nigeria? Do you remember?
Who's Mr. Pull?
Oh yeah, I didn't tell you the story. There is
Who's
a little
Mr. Trigger?
pull the trigger. He's
Because
helping.
you don't want us to cry.
Yes, because I avoid telling you such things, girls. But testimony is a little baby.
Is she a girl?
It's a boy. He went missing in the church. Okay. So this church is a massive church, a big church. And the pastor, they don't want to release the CCTV so they can see, so we can see who took the baby. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Can you imagine when we go to church, you guys go missing in the church?
But why did he even go missing?
He went missing, that's why we don't know. That's why we are...
Did he go outside?
No, he was a little boy. It's 2 years old.
No, how did he got 10 years old?
No, the baby was 2. Say again, Maria.
I think now he's 10 years old. No, he's still a baby. How is baby testimony lost when he's in the church?
Exactly. That's why, thank you. That's why we come in as people from the public. We're trying to ask questions to the...
Was someone there and then they accidentally took him?
We don't know. Those are the questions we're asking the owner of the church to say, can you tell us what really happened to the baby? Because you're the owner of the church. The church has got CCTVs. Can you release the CCTV so we can see the footage? We can see who took the baby. Do you understand?
Mr. Pull the Trigger.
Mr. Pull the Trigger is fighting for this baby to reunite with the mother. And it's 2 years now, okay? So baby testimony is about 4 years old now. Can you imagine?
What?
Can you imagine being separated from me for 2 years? Would you be happy?
No.
Exactly. So what do we do now as children?
Baby testimony is crying.
This testimony needs a mother. Yeah? Yeah?
So is baby testimony died?
No, he didn't die. No. We refuse that.
Alive.
He is alive, but he's just being kept somewhere. Okay?
Maybe they put sellotape on his mouth.
And he has 3 brothers. So the 3 little brothers wants to reunite with their brother. Okay, so you can imagine the trauma of not seeing where your brother is.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah.
So we'll start. We've been praying. I didn't share this story with you guys.
Let's go. Sophie!
Hi, Sophie. Hi, sweetie.
We're going to see Daddy.
Hi, guys. Hi. See you tomorrow in school, guys. You too. Bye. Bye. We've run out of we've missed the topic now. We were discussing baby testimony. Do you want to continue talking about baby testimony?
No.
Okay. It's sad.
Scary.
It's so scary, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I will update you when we find the baby. I will update you, okay, guys? Yeah, so let's go.
When they find the baby, will they call the police on that?
We're gonna call the police right now. We are already involving the police. We are involving the police in Zambia to intervene.
They already called the police.
Somebody did. So the police in Nigeria, I don't wanna say, but yeah, they are
They
searching.
can't find the baby.
Yes, so it's a long story, so I can't explain to you guys, but we are working as parents, okay? As parents, as well as, the public, all over the world. All over the world. We will find baby testimony. Pull the trigger. So that's me there, and that's my little children there.
Greetings, people. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger yet again on another episode of the Enlightenment series. So I received this wonderful and beautiful video from one of my sisters overseas, and I was very moved. Emotionally, I was moved by the way these kids were talking. Were concerned about the issue of baby testimony. And if you can listen to the elder sister, the little one, the little princess, the first question that she asked was, how did baby testimony get missing at church? How did it happen? She's so shocked. She can't believe it. That baby testimony went missing at church. This is a little child that is astonished by the fact that baby testimony got missing at church. Which makes me get confused when there are a few adults out there who are not triggered by the fact that baby testimony got missing at church. It just does not add up, people. It doesn't add up. And for you, to some of you actually think that this is the first case of kids going missing at churches. It's not. Even in the major churches of the DGOs, kids have been missing at church. They have been missing. Someone sent me a video from a Bishop Oyedepo's church as well, where a child was reported missing about 2 years ago. But fortunately for this twin child, this little child was also 2 years old when he got abducted or stolen from the church. They recovered the little girl, which was a good thing that the child got recovered. Those of you might have watched this video, but let me just slide it in so that it can resonate with most of you. That the issue of kids missing at church, it's common in Nigeria. And it has not been given so much attention, people. It has been, all these cases have been swept under the carpet. Kids dying in church, at church. In the case of Omoto Fofen, this was not the first time. In Germany, 2 kids died at his crusade. 2 kids died at his crusade. He never said anything about it. So he's kind of used to escaping situations of this nature. He's kind of used to not being held accountable. He can't go to Germany right now. Because the authorities in Germany, they don't take cases of this nature lightly. They investigate. And if there's any establishment of negligence on the part of the leader of the church, and then they will be held legally. They will be bound legally to such an event of 2 kids dying at your crusade. This happened in Germany. Most of you understand the story. You can resonate with the story. You remember the story. And after these 2 kids died, Jeremiah deployed his people, his leadership, to go and give the family 1 million naira to console them. And the question you should be asking is, how long did it take him for him to reach out to the family? It took him 2 good years. And the only reason he sent that crew of his people to go and console the family with 1 million naira is because he was planning to host another event in Germany. So he was kind of trying to lure them into silence, to try to silence them so that to just test the waters to see if this case is still hot in the Nigerian police department, if it's still being investigated. It's not because he was feeling sorry for the family, no. It's because he wanted to go back to Germany. But still, did we say Jeremiah sacrificed these kids? Or did he kill these kids? We can't say that. But these are red flags, people. These are things that we shouldn't be expecting to happen in churches, where there's a mighty man of God, as they call him, present. Kids mustn't die like that. Kids mustn't go missing like that. And the parents of the German family, the parents of the German child, they were crying downstairs. While this Jeremiah Omoto and his wife were upstairs at the hotel where they were booked, they were crying out loud to say, can Papa come and pray for our kids, please? Can Papa just come and bless them and pray for them? Maybe they can be revived. Did Jeremiah come down? Never. He didn't. He waited for the noise to calm down a little bit. He evaded the scene without even consoling the parents of these children. These parents had come all the way to come and meet Omoto, to come and get prayers from Omoto. He evaded the scene. He flew back to Nigeria. So such kind of ignorance and showing no concern is what makes people start questioning now. That what is happening here? What is happening? These are questions we're asking. Is there proof that he could be the one responsible for this? For these mysterious deaths? The proof is not there. But all we can do is to ask questions. Why didn't you, Jeremiah, come down and console the family? Why didn't you grieve with the family? Why didn't you just come to witness what happened? Why did you ignore it? That's when now conspiracy theories start coming in. And many people say when such things like that happen, the men responsible must not show up on the scene, or else the spirits of these boys, the spirit of the deceased, will fight against the one who would have caused it. Now these are conspiracy theories. And once a conspiracy theory entertained long enough, it will eventually become a fact. Same applies to the case of baby testimony. He went missing at Mercy City. This is Jeremiah Omoto's church. There are certain things that we expect Jeremiah Omoto to do. There are certain things that we expect the overseer, the general overseer of the church to do. If it's not him, then the leadership, the administration. If not the administration, then at least the ushers or the security. They should at least do something, people. A child goes missing. And the woman makes noise in the premises. She alerts everyone. Everyone hears about it. And what did they do? They chased her out of the premises to say, no, get out of here. You're trying to tarnish the image of the church of God. You sold your son. You were negligent. You should have looked after your son. But legally, Jeremiah is bound to be held answerable because he breached the duty of care. Every social gathering, it is bound morally and legally to look after everyone within their premises or their establishment or their place of operation. Every institution, be it a school, a business, a voluntary organization, a charity organization, or even a church. They are morally and legally bound to make sure that everyone within their vicinity or everyone within their premises or everyone within their establishment is taken care of, is prevented from harm, emotional harm, physical harm, and any kind of risk that might be available, that might be there, any moral hazard. And in cases whereby this duty of care is breached, like in the case of baby testimony, and whenever a breach of care is breached, it simply means that the one who is supposed to be looking after all these people to protect and safeguard the lives of all these people have failed to uphold the standard upon which the duty of care is exercised. This person can be found to be negligent. And once we demonstrate the negligence on their part, then they can be prosecuted. They can be legally bound to answer or to compensate for the harm and the damage that was caused to these people that were within their establishment or their premises. That's why Jeremiah knows that in this case, he does not really have a chance to walk out of it or come out of it or win it because he breached the duty of care. Testimony was supposed to be safe. Ruth Matthew was supposed to be safe. Everyone and anyone within these premises is supposed to be safe. Then in cases that we say that, okay, maybe can be exempted from the duty of care, because of course, ignorance is not an excuse, and negligence on the part of Ruth Matthew is also not an excuse. So in a case like that, what was Omoto supposed to be do for him to be exempted from this duty of care? The very first time, the very first moment this happened, was supposed to rush to the control room, check on the CCTV footages. Who are these women? Instead of chasing Ruth out of the compound. Had Jeremiah done that, had he extracted the images or the footage of these two anonymous women who kidnapped and abducted baby testimony, we would not be focusing on Jeremiah right now. Jeremiah would not be held responsible or accountable. Our focus will be on how can we find these two women? But Jeremiah and his team, they've obstructed justice. They don't want to release the CCTV footage. They don't want to do that. They would rather fabricate and lie that the cameras were not working. Okay, then can you show us the other cameras that were working, the other surveillance that were working? He can't prove that. He can't show that. His only defense is, no, the child did not go missing in Mercy City. Then can you prove it? It's very easy to prove. Pull out a CCTV footage from this day. Show us that during all the time intervals of the particular day, there is no woman called Ruth Matthew who entered your premises with 4 boys. That's the only way to prove it, that the child did not go missing in Mercy City. Going to TV stations and doing all these damage control techniques, that's not the proof that we want from you to exonerate you. We are not even saying Jeremiah is the one responsible. We are saying that he is the overseer of the ministry. He is the owner of this ministry. He should be the one helping us to identify these 2 women. By him paying a blind eye to this case, it says a lot of things. It says a lot of things. And now you people, I want you to also put yourself in Ruth Matthew's shoes. Did you watch this My Sister with her family? Don't you think Ruth Matthew would also be happy living a life with her kids like that? Taking a stroll to the shopping mall, to the shopping center, coming back happily living like that. Don't you think she'll be happy? She would not be happy to do that? Every mother will be happy to do that. Why do people think that Ruth is not deserving that privilege to enjoy with her kids, with all of her kids? To a point whereby they think they can just take baby testimony and think that it should just die like that, it should just end like that. People, where's the humanity? Where is the humanity? What happened to us? Our leaders have failed us. In the Western countries, in Europe, a child went missing. They don't take matters of this kind lightly. Kids are valued so much. You can't even hit a child in other nations out of Africa. What more, a child goes missing, and there's no responsible authority in Nigeria that is talking about this. No media outlet is in Nigeria. No media outlet in Nigeria is talking about this. The politicians, the DGOs, the other fellow men of God, everyone is dead silent about it. There are so many things we need to fix in Africa. So many things we need to fix in Nigeria. Now, this case of baby testimony, the biggest question now is it the only case? How many other cases have been swept under the carpet? How many? How many more? Plenty more. Like I was making a reference to the one of Bishop Oyedepo, who recovered a child that was abducted from his church, from his ministry, after 2 years, which is more or less the same case scenario with the one of Jeremiah Omoto's church. A child went missing 2 years ago. And we are bringing the case now. Some people say, why are you only bringing it 2 years later? This case can still be alive in the next 20 years, in the next 30 years, when testimony is a grown-up dude. This is not a case that dies. Haven't you heard cases when someone gets prosecuted 30 years later? It's just because of the dysfunctional systems that we have in our judiciary systems here in Africa that makes justice a very expensive commodity to achieve, a very expensive commodity to buy, of which justice must just something that must just come free to humanity. Justice must just be saved for free. But in Africa, you buy it. If you do not have money, you will never test it. That's why Omoto thinks he can get away with this. That's why the Mercy City community think they can get away with this. Because they think they have billions to suppress this case or to manipulate facts and figures with propaganda, cheap propaganda. But I don't think it's going to work on his side. Because baby testimony deserves justice. He must be freed. He has to be reunited with the family. So to those of you who missed the issue of that happened at Oyedepo's church, I'm going to play a short video of it, a short snippet of the video. so that you can understand that this has been happening and this is still happening and nothing is being done about it. Check it out.
Today, one of the most humbling testimonies of all time in our ministry is one of our little daughters who was stolen from the children department over 2 years ago. Hallelujah, our baby is back. Could not defend herself, but vengeance defended her. Can I hear your amen? It was our joy to celebrate the arrival yesterday after an act of divine vengeance. If my son is here, please come out with the baby. Let's see the baby here. Church, give the Lord a big hand of praise. It's a set of twins. One was taken. And for over 2 years, Jesus brought him back. Come on, church, give the Lord a big, big hand. Amen. The story is humbling, but the glory goes back to Jesus. The one that took praise didn't know he took danger. Praise was carried away 2 years ago. Everything taken away from you must return.
At least in the case of Oyedepo, they recovered the little girl. The little girl was reunited with the family. But according to Oyedepo, he prayed about it. According to Oyedepo, he did what he did. Some spiritual incarnations. I don't know what he did. But what matters the most is the child got back to the family. If Jeremiah be a true prophet of God, why can't he do the same? Why can't he call upon the God of Owomomo to help us locate where baby testimony is? Why can't he do that? The only reason why it is his responsibility is because the child went missing at his premises. Let's keep praying for Sister Ruth Matthew. Someone said I should post the charges that have been laid on Ruth. Yeah, I think I'll do so. I'll post all the charges that they've laid on Sister Ruth Matthew in this case of the missing child. They are trying to silence her, to make her give up, to make her frustrated. But there's no frustration. We'll keep fighting. So till I meet you again on the next episode of the Enlightenment series, it's Mr. Pull the Trigger. I'm out.